this ban phase because something's gonna have to give. And the Nunu going. There's not very many other options here, OMG. Aurelia being taken off the board from Gogoing. That is interesting. Lulu banned. Well, okay, so either Snake first pick it or OMG are going to pick it away, right? So Xerath...
I'm not commenting on this pick ban phase. They're obviously more scared of the Kog'Maw comp than they are anything that Snake will run at them. Potentially they can pick away a component of the last poke comp, but Flandre gets Maokai again.
Yeah, so Cool is going to pick up the Xerath here. Right? If it does... I don't know. LoveLing does have the option of taking away the Jarvan here from Beast. Of course, his Nidalee still available. They haven't given away the fact that they want to go into any kind of poke comp, but of course, Kog'Maw not going to be happening here for Snake. LoveLing, considering Brand Jungle, very strong on this patch.
Actually was my first quadra kill of the season.
Okay, actually I was in that game. I watched that happen. That was very, very silly. Gogoing. They're going for the Narvan combo, and that's what OMG have put all of their eggs in here. LoveLing still looking like he's considering something right now. He's not entirely sure, but they've locked them in. And
no, I actually like this a lot more out of OMG. They have a very hard engage composition. Means that if they run straight up poke, they're just going to be able to transverse so much terrain and get on top of them. So in response, Alla will be picking up the Janna. We saw this a lot out of Snake when they first came onto the scene. Alla picking up that champion to stop exactly what is happening now. And they're trying to set up for a little bit of poke. Of course, BAKA very good on the champion that just got locked in, but there is the heavy engage this time around to deal with it.
And BAKA's just having a giggle. He's wondering why the heck he managed to get his Xerath yet again. Cool now, thinking about what he's going to take in response, and he has to take something that isn't Zed into this matchup, and I don't know whether it's going to be Zilean. Although Zilean has been changed. You're shaking your head there, Spawn.
You can definitely Killian the Zilean this patch, Atlas. It is not that strong of a pick. And we actually see the Thresh locked in for Cloud one more time, and Uzi going for more of a long-range carry this time around, hovering the Jinx. Actually goes to the grave, so very mid-game focus. Lucian now, very mid-game focus, all the same kind of flavor.
Yeah, look, going back to exactly what he was so incredibly dominant on before. Crystal always going to hover the Draven if he wants to. And now thinking about the Kalista. You can see in his face, he's got that cheeky grin.
He's very brave. If he picks Crystal, there are only so many times you can poke the beast that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
poke the bear. We may not get into this game. There's Crystal thinking about actually going for a Kog'Maw here, just more as a late game scaling pick as opposed to that one. But you're shaking your head again, Spawn.
A very good poke composition coming out.
Yeah, actually, Living Artillery.
Living Artillery, the slow that can come through is what I'm thinking about. Living Artillery won't do that much damage in AD form, but being able to throw that slow out, you still have the Nidalee, you still have the Xerath. Now you have even better disengage because you have a Janna.
Not to mention Primal Surge does give you a steroid at the same time.
Exactly right. So it's nearly like running that Nunu in the jungle position, and it looks like that's what they're going for. On the other side of the Rift, OMG has gone all out on hard engage.
Yeah, this is a combo that we've seen so successful here in the LPL. The Lissandra Gnar, the ultra lockdown, we are never going to let you move ever, team comp.
Yeah, so very much a team fight heavy focus for both sides. No split pushes, standard tanks, junglers into AP mages and AD carry supports. This is going to be two brawl-heavy teams running at each other, Atlas.
Yeah, and how do you feel about this top lane, though, as the dust settles? Of course, Gnar's so annoying in that mini-Gnar form, but Flandre, he looks very comfortable on this Maokai.
Yeah, he certainly is comfortable, but even skill matchup, it should go in the Gnar's favor.
Okay, and Beast versus LoveLing. We saw this last time. Of course, LoveLing now on the relatively nerfed Jarvan. We'll see how that one works out. BAKA, I just think will always win a matchup that he gets Xerath, so I think that that's just a wash. Uzi versus Crystal, though. This one's going to be exciting, seeing whether they actually go into standard lanes here.
Yeah, and on their, I guess, signature champions, Crystal very famous for that Kog'Maw. Uzi is an absolute genius on Lucian, and I can't wait to see how this game goes.
Yeah, well, let's just see how it goes as we hop onto the Rift. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our second game between Snake and OMG. Snake coming off a pretty decisive victory after a horrible early start, and BAKA somehow has Xerath again, and I don't really understand what reality we're living in.
Yeah, and once again, OMG grouping up as 5, going through this bottom lane, looking to see if they can catch someone out with Cloud on Thresh. So might be able to spot Janna. Oh, he actually exited the brush. If he had stayed in until the end, that would have been a face check, probably first blood.
Yeah, they probably could have been able to pick up a kill somewhere out of that one. Standard going to enter into this brush, and I think OMG just want to get some vision down. Of course, they have a ward to Snake around the corner from that tri-brush. Uzi just hanging out in his own. A little bit late to the party here, I think.
Deep wards on the other side of the map go through for Snake, and we see maybe a double recall in the bottom lane coming through, looking to regroup, get that lane swap. Although now they've cancelled, and maybe it will be Uzi and Cloud that dodge the duo.
Yeah, actually, Crystal and Ella still hanging out, haven't decided to back. Minions have actually spawned now, so if they don't complete these backs, actually it is. It's going to be the Kog'Maw heading into the top side of the map, and Flandre hanging out with Beast here as well. So they're going to give up that bottom lane, but it looks like we might have some upside-down laning situations going on.
Yeah, yet again, we'll find the duo lane, and the leash will come through from Flandre as soon as he sees the duo lane. Actually, now it is Snake swapping back.
What is going on? Okay, so both of these duo lanes are going to arrive a little bit late into their lanes.
Snake a lot later than OMG, and they're at the point now where they won't be able to get a freeze. It's going to be one-on-one, so they're sending Ella up to join in the top lane battle.
Yeah, Flandre is hanging out, wants to try and get as much CS as he possibly can. Shield coming through onto Beast just to help him out in this jungle. Primal Surge also going to be pretty useful, and smiting that red buff always handy to get some health back. But you can see Ella now moving back down to the bottom side, and Flandre just going to have to weather the storm. Yeah,
so Flandre looking to get a little bit picked on in this lane, but Crystal is doing a good job of bullying out Gogoing, who responds back, and Beast Nidalee flies through the jungle. It's the reset from that Hunted is just such a strong tool, and you see able to pick that one up. Will go relatively low. Doesn't have the smite available.
Oh my, what? Why did he wait so long to smite?
I think it only just came up. That's how quickly she does the jungle. So
okay.
Look to fly through that one. Able to keep himself topped off with that heal. Has got the double buff, so we'll be completely fine now. And we see Cool a little bit more aggressive in this lane now.
And actually, the Scuttlebug going to be taken here by Beast, launching himself at that one. Of course, Scuttle Crab just takes so much damage from Nidalee. Flandre in so much trouble, flashing the wrong direction here, but it might actually get him to safety. LoveLing not quite in the right position, and Flandre with some interesting heads-up play. There's actually the heal to come through, and the Death Sentence, it's bound to be there. Flandre, one last Light Slinger. He walks back into the Death Sentence, and First Blood once again to Uzi.
Yeah, so different laning matchup, same result. Uzi picking up First Blood, and that's great news for OMG. Not able to get anything onto Gogoing in that lane, and Flandre, he's going to have to burn his teleport to potentially get back to lane. Actually looking to just, no, he has used it, so wasn't walking that one out. And a little bit more CS onto Gogoing, and a death already onto Flandre.
Yeah, and we'll see whether sort of having Flandre as the one behind is going to be as okay here for Snake as it was when it was Crystal. Cool taking a lot of damage here in this mid lane. BAKA just celebrating the fact that he has a Xerath.
Yeah, and Flandre has stopped the back twice now as they send 3 members into the top lane to try and give him a helping hand. Really does need, I guess, a leg up from his team this time around. Was a massive nuisance last game, and OMG looking to shut it down.
Yeah, and Flandre, or at least the members of Snake, realize the fact that a useful Maokai is pretty dang useful, so making sure that he doesn't fall too far behind is definitely a good thing. Of course, Uzi hasn't gone back to base yet, and Crystal, I mean, he's got a lot of range, so he should be fine. Gogoing, though, with a 2-level advantage.
Yeah, because he's been 1 versus 2 the whole time through, and hasn't really been pressured at all, so he's got that 2-level advantage. Now Crystal picks up another one and misses the cannon creep.
Oh, always horrible to see. Does pick up that caster minion, though, that it was about to die, so definitely useful here. As Gogoing just going to throw houses around, looking upset, and doesn't manage to land the wallet.
Yeah, and Crystal actually missing a lot of CS under this turret, so suffering without his without his support down here.
Yeah, has actually equalized the farm though, so of course Uzi having to walk around and follow this tree for so long did actually cause him to miss a little bit of that one, and he's headed down to this dragon. OMG not wanting to get shut out like they were before, and no vision available from Snake. This cheeky 5-minute dragon could actually come through.
It's going to be spotted out.
Oh, it's a nice ward to come through from Beast. He can now poke in from around the side. Cool's here though. Dragon doing a lot of damage. Is the spear going to land? It finds Cloud. Oh my goodness, that was so incredibly
They're going to look to fight.
Yeah, the Voidoo's to come through. Crystal off to the side here as well, but Cloud's just going to die. Crystal gets a kill donated to him. And Snake just say, okay, cheers, guys.
Yeah, Cloud was completely caught out of position, and Crystal now with that kill will actually be ahead of Uzi. Uzi went back and was able to pick up a pickaxe for his trouble, and LoveLing's been a little bit caught out. Will lose a pink ward as well in his jungle, so Snake getting a little bit more control over the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, you can see Cloud and Ella both a little bit starved out of this experience in this lane swap situation, wanting to make sure that they're in exactly the lanes that they want to be. Ardent Blaze not going to find Crystal here in the bottom side. And he's playing very far forward, even though he has an obvious item discrepancy, just because of the fact that Cloud got caught out.
Yeah, and he's, I guess he's got the advantage of knowing that his support is on hand, whereas Cloud was back in base. And we see in the top lane, a Phage has been picked up from Gogoing, so going for that aggressive mini Gnar form where you can definitely use that harass to pick on the Maokai. But Flandre doing a good job picking up a lot of CS, actually knocking him back into turret for a cheeky turret shot.
Yeah, that was very cute coming through, but of course Mega Gnar transform going to give Gogoing a fair bit of health back. But Flandre, despite dying in the early game, still, you know, touching distance of that farm.
Yeah, certainly is still doing fairly well. Very hard to deny a Maokai, especially when you spam that boomerang out. Just gives him so much sustain in the lane. Actually misses out on 2 creeps by about 3 health as they crashed into the turret, but he'll do a great job of picking up any CS.
Yeah, beautiful to watch. Flandre is able to lock that one down. Beast waiting in the wings now, looking to try and get something done. Of course, Mini Gnar has just been reacquired here for Gogoing. There's the twisted advance into the spear. It looks all too easy. The pounce was held onto as Beast just trying to come through. That's actually almost a kill. The fadeaway spear doesn't find it, and Gogoing somehow lives.
Yeah, somehow managed to pick it up on the bottom side of the map. The right of the arcane's being used to try and grab the blue buff, but BAKA might have been caught.
Yeah, the cleanse is still available here. He uses it to get out. There's the shocking orb, but BAKA so low. The last Q, and Cool picks up the kill on the Xerath.
Yeah, and doesn't take kindly to someone trying to snipe that buff away, able to pick it up. That was a little bit of a suicide mission from BAKA because he knew his jungler wasn't there to support, and Cloud with the heads-up roam, able to pick an assist up for himself. So very nice play across the board this time from OMG, living against a gank that might have otherwise killed Gogoing, and able to pick up their blue buff and a kill for their mid lane.
Yeah, definitely holding on here to the plays that are being made around the map here from Snake, as Crystal continuing to put the pressure on this bottom side. Now has a level advantage over Uzi, who's just farming from range here in the backside. Of course, that Eye of the Storm doing a lot of work keeping this Kog'Maw. And
I love the
healthy
pickup out of Crystal. He's gone for the Sheen as the first component of the Trinity Force, and you'll see how annoying it is to deal with a Sheen Kog'Maw. As soon as he hits that W, gets the first huge auto attack, and just the spam ability of the ultimate means that he can weave in autos whenever he wants.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And the fact that his W is free as well means that he keeps up in that mana and doesn't actually need it in order to proc that Sheen. Beast now with the level advantage is going to find LoveLing here. BAKA's hanging out. There's the shocking orb. Too easy are the picks for Snake once again, and they might be able to pick up this red buff as well, but actually BAKA hanging out, going to be able to clear out this ward, and Flandre just collapsing here as well, and Snake just play the mid game so beautifully with their collapses and roams, but OMG have been capitalizing nicely here as well. Mega Gnar is going to be accomplished here from Gogoing, lands the wall up as well, and then decides that his work here is done. Continues throwing
Good
houses.
roam coming through from Cool. Is very far behind. Flandre with the teleport. This will be a fight.
Yeah, Flandre looking for it, and it's just going to be Cool saying, okay, let's get out.
Yeah, so burns a teleport for absolutely nothing in response. So good play out of OMG after a bad miscommunication around the red buff. Looks like they got that one down pat because they knew exactly where the top lane of 4 Snake was.
Yep, Beast is going to be able to hand over this blue buff here as well, as BAKA just going to Arcano Pulse that one to death and continue his parade through the jungle, almost has that Magus enchant completed, and Flandre lopes his way back towards this top side, and Beast going to help him by clearing out some of the minions destroyed by this turret. Arcana Pulse not going to find Cool. And we're back to more of a standard laning experience.
Yeah, and this is a very important lesson to learn for junglers. You see, in the top lane, Beast didn't actually go tax any of that because it wasn't a person hitting the turret, and it's not going to fall very quickly to only one minion wave, and it doesn't allow it to reset in a disfavorable position. Now, it's all up to Flandre. He's able to go in there, pick up the remnants of the wave, and it will completely reset in the middle. Might even be able to push in another one to just get the complete reset. So very important there to, I guess, not muck around with your top laner's wave if they don't have to.
Yeah, and especially when your top laner actually knows what they're doing. Of course, solo queue may not work out as well, ladies and gentlemen, just because I know I certainly don't know how to really control a wave all that well.
Yeah, and we see in the bottom lane, Crystal continuing to shove in, actually picked himself up a 16 CS advantage. Flandre continuing to, I guess, try and push around this Gnar, but he's picked up a Shroud as well, and that pink ward is very dangerous to try and sweep out. Flandre actually 2 levels behind.
Yeah, because he's been roaming around this map so much, of course. I mean, does have quite a disadvantage. 25 CS here in this top side. Has died, of course, from that earlier situation. And teleport not necessarily working out earlier on. So not having the experience that he had in the last game. Gogoing has always looked very strong on this Gnar. Now has a Spectre's Cowl, and he's not worried about anything in this top side.
3 members strong in the bottom lane. Maybe looking to dive the Void Puppy if he comes in any closer to this turret.
He's going to be able to get that CS with the Living Artillery, but doesn't want to exit this turret. Ela is there, but Cool's moving down as well. There's going to be 4 people in this bottom lane, and this is what happens when OMG want to turn it on.
Yeah, so they're going to be able to pick up a free turret by themselves without a fight by just moving people in there. Uzi with all of that flat AD doing a great job. LoveLing actually steals away the Krug as well, so thanks, Crystal, for starting that one up. Now they'll move on to the Dragon.
Yep, Cool being pinged out here as well as Beast is waiting in the wings, but he's nowhere near this Dragon.
Actually pinging on to Gnar again. Last time they weren't successful. This will be the second Dragon they're giving up.
Yep. Second Dragon going to die, and we saw what happened last time Dragons were given away for free. It was Snake picking up one for free. Flandre's actually gone aggressive here as Hyper procs. Beast wants to get the guaranteed lockdown as the slow comes through. Doesn't even go for the spear. There it is. Oh, the pounce reset doesn't come down, but the flash into the takedown, easily going to secure that one. So they kill the top laner, and Ela, he's going to die in response.
Yeah, Ela certainly looks to be very close to going down. Has the ultimate if he wants to use it.
Yeah, but Arcana Pulse going to come through here as well.
Actually, it used the ultimate.
Yeah.
Maybe at the very start of that exchange, and very good rotation through from the OMG lineup, keeping the kills even, but have an early advantage. Will be equalized now in the turrets, but 2 Dragons still the favor of OMG.
Yeah, and Snake really need to start doing some work evening that out, because of course these Dragons have been adding up, and you've seen exactly how useful it is to get to that 30-minute mark with a potential 5th Dragon, and Snake utilized it beautifully last time. They are going to be well aware of the fact that OMG are putting them on a very similar timer. Gogoing, he's not too worried about this, still has a CS advantage, and he's still going to be that mega tank that he needs to be.
Yeah, it certainly is, and he's, I guess, still a little bit further ahead of Flandre. Flandre abandoning the roller build, as we've seen him do so often now. The mid-game tank build just a lot more beneficial for these Maokai players, especially when you have a tanky jungle like a damaged jungle like the Nidalee. So just going to be tanky by himself. You see Cool this time. BAKA not going for the steal because he has fond memories of what happens last time. And a big roam into the bottom lane. Teleport even coming down from both top laners.
Yeah, there's the flash into the play there as well. Descent doesn't find its mark as Crystal's trying to turn this one around. There's Flandre actually in there as Gogoing gets exhausted. The Gnar onto LA here as well as Cool looks for Crystal. He's so slow, but there's actually Beast just getting instantly destroyed. Uzi with a double kill already as Snake looking for some kills, but Uzi's going to find the Void Puppy. A Cathian surprise going to come down. Uzi dodging out of the way of these abilities. There's the last one as Gogoing looks for the boomerang and doesn't find it. Right at the arcane. Is it going to find it? Uzi survives. Just barely, and BAKA now gonna get sentenced to death. Whoa, that was a really nice flash to come down, but BAKA's still in so much trouble. The culling finds it for Uzi.
And all of a sudden, Uzi again, this time on a mid-game carry. 6-0-1 with the Infinity Edge picked up. Has 1,600 gold to go back and shot with on that chair, looking pretty comfy.
Oh yeah, no worries at all. And OMG, these roams to the bottom lane when there's a hyper carry for any team that they're against just look so brilliant. It's like this is what they do every single time. They just head everyone down there, start a fight, and just always seem to win.
Yeah, so they clean house with that one, able to pick up a massive gold lead off it as well. 2,000 at only the 15-minute mark. Beast will be caught out as well in the jungle here, trying to do some counter jungling, needs to escape.
Yeah, and actually going to pounce back over the wall here as well as the Dark Passage does come down. Knocked up by that flag and drag. And Primal Surge not nearly going to be enough to save this jungler.
And what you just heard was a 16-minute god-like Uzi coming through.
God.
Has the seal, probably going towards that Phantom Dancer, although could be the Static Shiv as well, and sieging down turrets.
Yeah, BAKA going to get Descents here as well, and throws out an Arcano Pulse, and they just want to give more kills to Uzi. Legendary now, and I don't think that he's going to be needing anyone to give him any talkings to after this game. He's going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, certainly looks like he's playing with a purpose. Will knock down another outer turret. That will give them the lead in that regard. Gogoing, meanwhile, doing a similar favor in the top lane, although creeps will run out. We'll have to wait till the next one. And they're diving mid lane.
Yeah, there's the Cataclysm to come through. There's the Monsoon as well, but Ella just gets exploded. And there are still creeps on this inner turret. Beast has to be careful. Uzi does get hunted, and Crystal comes around just to try and clear out this wave. And Snake just really need to do some damage control right now because they're losing control.
Yeah, they've lost control. 5,000 gold, 17 minutes in. We were talking about how 3,000 gold was big about a minute ago. And currently 8-0-2. Uzi once again 7,800 gold to 5,800 gold. 2,000 gold ahead of Crystal, who is having a decent series, but Uzi is just attracting kills from everywhere.
Yeah, the thing that I'm frightened about here for OMG, though, is the fact that Crystal, he's still on Kog'Maw. And he's done absolutely ridiculous things on this champion. But is it all about the Juggernaut comp, or is it just Crystal's ability to position himself on this champion? This is what we're going to find out this game, I guess. Yeah,
we certainly are. I guess it's a little bit unfair to expect this is a level footing because he's going to have the Gnar diving him. He's going to have the J4, who's going a very tanky build, is LoveLing. Hasn't even gone... He's gone for the Juggernaut enchant. Hasn't gone for the Warrior. Understands exactly what his role is. And from here, Static Shiv picked up. There's just so many strong items coming through right now for OMG. Snake don't have the tools for another 10 minutes to deal with them.
Yeah, it's just looking a little bit frightening here for a Snake fan. And Cool is also having a much better game. He's ahead on farm. 2-1-3 now on this Lissandra. Able to work his insta-kill magic. Almost has that Zhonya's Hourglass completed as well with that Morellonomicon. And of course the needlessly large Rod Amp Tome. And this is not like the Zed that wasn't doing all that much. This is a Lissandra that's just trapping people and destroying priority targets. And against BAKA on this immobile Xerath, it just doesn't seem to be anything he can do. And if Cloud keeps hitting the level of death sentence that he's been putting down, there's going to be absolutely nowhere for Snake to go this game.
Yeah, it certainly looks like Snake have their backs against the wall, but Uzi was this big last game. They were just able to CC him up. And you have to say, Crystal's CS advantage is fairly impressive. Is 30 CS ahead. Is lacking the second item, but it looks like it will be that Blade of the Ruling King coming through. And this will be the third dragon picked up by OMG. And Snake are right. They can't contest this one. Let it go. Fight for the late game.
Yeah, that's the thing. And maybe fight for the fifth one, of course, because they know exactly how important that is. But, of course, third dragon does give you a bit of movement speed. It's definitely good. But Snake, they can't face check this OMG lineup. Not in any fashion.
Yeah, they certainly can't. Pinkward will be swept out here. And right now, it's just all about the stall. The wave clear of Xerath, the wave clear of Kog'Maw. They definitely have the tools to be able to do it. The gank brush coming through.
Oh, Cloud actually going to get jumped on. They had the opportunity for going on Uzi, but Cloud, he's going to survive somehow. Right as the Arcane comes through, he comes down onto Flandre. Interesting one. Crystal picks up that one, and Snake, they get a pick, but that's about it.
Yeah, so they get a pick, and that stops the push coming through. So it means that they survive for a little bit longer. So nice play there. They were a little bit impatient.
Secures the Krug here as well for Cool. Very rude. That Void Puppy did a lot of work trying to get that one down. Mean little Lissandra lady, but it's okay. Chris will be able to get a cannon creep for it. He's going to be feeling A-okay. Flandre here as well, just to lend a helping hand. And Uzi, he didn't actually decide to go back, just hanging out with Cool. Of course, knows that that Frozen Tomb's available. But, of course, the saplings are being very useful here to try and scout out the area.
Yeah, certainly are. And seeing the top lane Gogoing getting all this time by himself is starting to become a bigger and bigger threat. Has finished up the Banshee's Veils, has the Merc Treads, getting all of that CS, and BAKA still patiently clearing out this mid wave.
Yep, that cannon pulse going to be enough to get that one down. Shocking Orb securing the cannon creep as well. Only has that blasting one, wants to be building up towards that Rabadon's death cap for the seriously insta-clear. Flandre is going to clear out the top lane as well. And Beast hasn't had nearly the same experience that he did in his last one. And man, LoveLing is just looking amazing on this. 0, 1, and 9 on this Jarvan. And ClearLove was onto something, man, with that Juggernaut in chat.
Yeah, it certainly looks to be the case, and just getting tankier and tankier. And we see the 1-3-1 split push actually engaged here by OMG Cool. Now that he's picked up that Zhonya's Hourglass, very hard to solo out, has a lot of damage to come through. And they keep sending Crystal to the side lane. He's trying to get as much farm as he possibly can. Is nearly finished that Blade of the Ruined King, which gets him to a nice 2-item spike, but needs those upgraded boots, needs to be able to have that 3rd damage item to be really that hyper carry threat.
And Cool looking to set up a little bit of a brush there, but a nice ward from Ella is going to spot him out. He's not going to be finding it. Crystal just more than happy to farm out these waves, of course.
Yeah, it certainly is. And this is the one thing about the Snake lineup that you have to compliment. They have fantastic wave clear. Kog'Maw has one of the best wave clears for an AD carry, being able to throw the slow cross, of course, with the ultimate and the long range wave clear that comes through from the auto attack. Not to mention the Xerath, the fact that you can't really dive the Janna because of the disengage potential that comes through. So definitely a good stalling composition coming through, but will it be enough? There is a huge advantage on the OMG lineup, and they're really looking to push it.
Yeah, and BAKA now able to stop this siege coming through here as well. Sitting on this Xerath, able to clear these waves from very far away. Flandre even more than happy to stand up further. And this siege tactic, OMG need to work on rotating around this map in a way that Snake cannot predict and get to these turrets before the Xerath can set up shop and just destroy every creep ever.
OMG don't really care. They're just waiting for the 5th dragon to come up. They think that they've got this game on the back of a very strong Uzi at the moment. And yeah, sure, it would be nice to be able to break into the turrets, but right now they're more concerned with the neutral objectives that seem to be coming across.
Beast does manage to secure that blue buff, but it doesn't go to BAKA. That is very important. OMG now find themselves towards this mid side. Able to get some free auto attacks here as well, but Gogoing takes a lot from that one. BAKA gets hit by a death sentence, but OMG decide not to go in. There's actually the flash into the Shocking Orb. They don't find Cloud. Arcano Pulse is there, right at the Arcane in as well. Cloud is going to die to BAKA before the Twisted Advance. And Snake, they pick up another one on the support.
And this was on the back of Crystal going very aggressive under the turret on the top laner, and they're looking to push in. They want to get an advantage. Uzi actually just used his culling to try and clear out some of the wave. Tanked up by Flandre, and they'll get a mid lane turret against the float.
Yeah, and actually Crystal playing so far forward there as well. Now has the Blade of the Ruined King and the Trinity Force. He's got a huge power spike on his hands. And that's actually even items with Uzi, you have to think.
Yeah, but Uzi's sitting on 2,300 gold.
Okay, so he's got a Last Whisper as well in his back pocket as far as the money's concerned. But right now...
he's got a Last Whisper.
Right now he's got a Last Whisper, so don't even worry about it, guys. Yeah, don't even worry about it.
So Uzi sat on a lot of gold there for a very long time, wanted to purchase the outright Last Whisper, and maybe gave away a little bit of map control, you have to say, because they were able to pick up a turret, and the siege really did falter. Now Frozen Heart finished up by Flandre, so he's in a position to really start tanking up Uzi, and this was always Lucian's problem. These short-range carries don't deal with Maokai well at all, just such a disruptive force on the back line, and you look across the line, the Death Cap nearly finished up. The Sork Boots as well as the Seraphs have come through for BAKA and Beast. And ooh, that Spear starting to do some damage, even to a very tanky LoveLing.
Yeah, LoveLing has that Null Magic Mantle and the Juggernaut as well, just giving him so much extra health. But Beast starting to do some work. The Archangels, of course, continuing to stack up. At about this stage, of course, last game did have the makings of that Zhonya's Hourglass as well, so this isn't the same Nidalee that we were experiencing in the last game, but cool. Doing his best Z impression still on this Lissandra, shoving out these waves over and over again. Yeah,
Lissandra is a very good split pusher, and 260 CS to 200 shows how far ahead Cool has been able to get this lane matchup. He really is the second carry this time around, and Uzi looking to solo out the Dragon. This will be Dragon number 4 Atlas at only 25 minutes in. Very bad news for the Snake lineup.
Yeah, and they are going to see when it went down, of course. No vision of actually when that Dragon went, so they're not going to be able to get the exact timer, but they're going to take this Baron as quickly as they possibly can. Cool has to walk all the way up there, of course, with Blade of the Ruined King, and of course...
They even altered it from Xerath.
That is insane. They are committing super hard onto this one. LoveLing wants to come round for the steal. Is he going to be able to lock it down? Beast is going to be here with a takedown, but is he going to be able to get it? LoveLing steals it, and OMG are picking up kills now as everyone moves in. Uzi now with so much damage. The Frozen Tomb to lock down Flandre, and Snake are just dissipating across this one. Beast gets eliminated, and this is looking too easy. 11-0 and 3. Crystal now trying to fight Gogoing, but now everyone else turns up. Uzi gets donated the triple kill, and everything's looking better this game for OMG.
Yeah, 12-0 and 3. Uzi going completely off. You just saw him shred the whole lineup there, and there was completely nothing that Snake could do. They made a very brave call to go for that Baron. It didn't pay off, and now the mid lane turret is under siege.
No, Cool actually going in on his Glacial Path onto Ella, thinking that he might be able to get something done, but of course with the Baron, that Eye of the Storm shield not going to last very long, and Cool just happily split pushing on his own here in the mid lane until the rest of the Snake turn.
Yeah, so have to clear out this wave now, and OMG going back with some pretty big shops. Uzi has another BF sword. Has also a Vamp Scepter. Nearly got his Bloodthirster. He's level 15 at 27 minutes.
It's ridiculous.
Cool picks up a Zhonya's as well as... Oh no, so there was the Abyssal outright and another Blasting Rod. He was sitting on a Null Magic Mantle. And across, Cloud's being caught again.
Oh, Cloud just getting targeted here. Doesn't land the last one. Nice little juke out of the way, but Living Artillery is going to seal the fate of Cloud, and Cloud seems to be the only one getting killed, really, on the OMG lineup, and Snake still managing to capitalize on it.
Yeah, Cloud definitely a little bit of an adventurer this time. He wanted to go for a little bit of a wander, got caught out, and I guess that will hurt his team because that's another 15 seconds where they can't really capitalize on this Baron buff. Still looking to push in, but Flandre soaking waves and experiences in the top lane, and he's starting to get a little bit bigger. Uzi now shoving down this mid lane.
He finished the Bloodthirster, by the way.
Wow.
That is
He's so rich.
That man is making bank.
He's 4,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, okay. Crystal, he's going to get locked down here. Does get forced to use that flash. So next time that Cataclysm's up, LoveLing going to have a lot more success with that tool. And Cool going to get spears thrown at him, but he's going to be fine as Snake now trying to defend. BAKA now in the bottom side, but super, like the Baroned up minions, it's going to be a different experience here for this Xerath, as these melee ones have so much extra health. Crystal trying to stop Cool from making it to the turret. The rest of the cavalry turns up. Gogoing has to stop the split. Not entirely sure what Uzi's doing up in that top side, as he's going to take away some buffies here.
He cleared out Wolves, he cleared out Gromp. Now he tanks a spear, but wow!
That culling tearing through these guys. Uzi actually getting caught right at the arcane, destroys him here, but it's going to be traded for BAKA, of course. Managed to get a lot of his damage down. Crystal now trying to get something through as Cloud makes his way back here. Cool, going to use that Zhonya's, but Flandre standing on the Dark Passage doesn't quite manage to make that one work. Oh my goodness, Flandre finishes off Cool somehow. And that's a 2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 for 2 exchange, shutting down Uzi, who you have to say was playing a little bit
recklessly.
I was going to say arrogantly, but recklessly probably works a little bit more politely, and that was just horribly played from the OMG squad. They're still so far ahead. 11,000 gold at 30 minutes. They're going to pick up the 5th dragon probably in 2 minutes when that one spawned, but they need to be careful how they play this one out. We've seen time and time again Snake come back from massive deficits.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and they do still have a Kog'Maw. You have to remember that. I mean, if anyone's going to be a tank buster, It's Kog'Maw. He's the best.
Yeah,
You're not going to get any better than that.
Trust me, Atlas. No one is forgetting that they have a Kog'Maw. It's probably about the 17th time.
Okay, yeah, good point. Good point.
But yeah, no, they're definitely very strong. Flandre going for the flank here with the home guards.
Yep, looking for LoveLing here. Of course, doesn't have a whole lot of damage, and the flag and drag is going to get him over there. Flandre looking a little bit upset. Yeah,
Flandre just wanted to force the issue, maybe look for a kill on the jungle, because that would have allowed them to get in position for this next dragon coming up. Now that he hasn't been able to kill him, is not going to be the case.
And that Rift Scuttler is going to be alive for, I think, about 6 seconds after the Baron survives. So they are going to have vision of when that dragon spawns. That is very important.
Yeah, so they're waiting around in that area, actually sacrificing all map presence. They might lose mid and top, but they want to get a dragon.
Yeah, actually, Snake going for some sort of flank play here, but of course they're going to lose inhibitors and towers, and their base is going to die. And it was a gamble play. Didn't quite make it there, of course. LoveLing is still coming from base here. Snake looking to try and get something.
They've been corralled.
Yeah, Flandre looking for
the knockup comes through. They've got the team fight if they want it. Not going in.
Not quite yet. There's the descent onto Beast here as well. That is not the target. Snake one locked down, and Cool's just going to destroy him. There's the Cataclysm once more as Crystal trying to make something happen. Right at the Arcane, thrown out for fun here from BAKA. Shocking Orb on the Gogoing, stops a little bit of the engage, but looks like OMG are going to be able to take down this inhib. Of course, with Beast down, Gogoing bouncing super high for some reason. Not going to find any engage, but they take down the inhib. That's exactly what they want. Flandre going very far forward. Doesn't get knocked up there from LoveLing. Gogoing takes a lot of damage from Crystal, who's trying to bust through this tank. But with that Randuin's, he's very, very healthy. My goodness, Snake looked like they're trying to go for something. Was that a flash shocking orb? Didn't actually quite land. And Uzi able to do a lot of work on a Flandre. He is stuck in amongst the team. Snake need to make a decision of whether they're going or not, as Uzi dancing forward into this fight. Now trying to get some auto attacks down onto Uzi. Blows his heel here, actually, as BAKA completely out of mana. And OMG somehow didn't lose anyone, but it was a very strange engage. There's the Frozen Tomb back up yet again. Cloud's going to fall down. BAKA's going to take down Cool here. That actually, the Gnar didn't land. Nice kiting to come through from Crystal. It's Uzi. He's going 1v1, and he's easily going to be able to take that one down. 15-1 and 5 on this Lucian. And that was a weird series of events.
That certainly was a very weird team fight. Snake grabbed a turret in the bottom lane off the back of it, but that will be 5th Dragon going over to OMG, and Uzi 15-1 and 5, having a brilliant game this time around.
He had a brilliant game last time around as well.
He had a brilliant laning phase last time around. I don't think the end of the game went the way that he would have hoped it. Goes into the bottom lane to try and pick that one up. Has 2,600 gold as well to spend. He's had some pretty big purchases, and expecting maybe the Mercurial Scimitar to come out outright.
Yep, that could be it. Or it could be a Guardian Angel if he wants that. Pick that up if he feels like it. It's going to be a Banshee's Veil, though.
Yeah, Banshee's Veil actually coming up. So they're looking for Baron again. It seems to be the Snake play to throw the Desperation Baron in there whenever they can, but not actually going to start it up this time. Instead, securing the blue buff.
Oh, man, and Gogoing went for the Hammer Time Gnar build as well. He's got the Phage. He's got the Frozen Mallet. He's doing his best Olaf impression. And OMG looking to try and finish off. Of course, Olaf does have axes, ladies and gentlemen, but it looks pretty similar if he was to run around with a Phage and a Frozen Mallet. I've gone too deep on that one. Baron is back up, though. OMG looking to grab that and then solidify a victory.
Yeah, I definitely looking for Cool to make a flank play here. Is on the wrong side of his team, but looking to get in there. And you see, Beast still not happy to let this one go. Continuing to fight up. They've got great positioning on the Baron, and now maybe looking to get in there. Cool still looking for a flank, and you have to say, this OMG lineup, they're playing very aggressively in strange areas.
They are, yeah, it's very, very strange. Actually, Cool might get caught out here just a little bit. Right at the Arcane's going to find Cool just slightly, but of course does have that Glacial Path in order to get out of the way of that one.
And to Snake are going for consolation prizes now. Baron has been picked up. They're still hunting down Cool. Baroned up super minions. They're going to push top lane in, and just take a peek on how much attack damage Uzi has. 437.
That is absolutely insane.
He hits things hard.
Yep. He's going to do some damages to anything that he's allowed to auto-attack. Arcano Pulse onto Cloud. Gogoing, though, happy to tank up this turret. Going to take the Dark Passage to get himself to safety. Living Artillery from Crystal coming through here. Look at how fast these creeps are, and OMG starting to break the rest of Snake's base. Still have a lot of wave clear. This may be going for a little bit longer than otherwise expected with a lead of this size. Of course, 16,000 gold for OMG. Uzi actually taking a few auto attacks from Crystal.
Yeah, there's no armor built up really. There's only really Aranjuans onto, as that spear chunks out Cool. So there's only, sorry, it wasn't Cool that got chunked out, it was Cloud. So there's only one real tank that can dive in this lineup, and even then, not the tankiest armor-based is Gogoing, so they're finding it hard to break into this base, even with the Baron buff.
Yeah, and the bottom lane's actually pushing here for Snake as well, so not quite having control of the waves as much as they'd otherwise like. Although that might change here, but Snake able to solidify some control over their own area, still incredibly far behind. But that's an Infinity Edge completed, and, you know, 3 items for BAKA as well that make him do relevant damage. It's not over yet, Spawn.
Yeah, it's not over. It's definitely very close to a 6-item versus a 4-item carry, but still, it is a Kog'Maw, and it's doing very meaningful damage now, and you saw Gogoing, he's getting chunked out. That Frozen Mallet is a very greedy, and I'm going to say questionable pickup here, because it doesn't lend anything to the situation that they're currently in. In open team fights, Frozen Mallet isn't actually a bad item on Mini-Nut, as we see maybe a team fight coming through here.
Yeah, LoveLing looking to start something up, of course, has the Cataclysm available. No flash to make that play, of course, only going to be covering far too much distance as opposed to ridiculous distance, as Ella now going to charge up one of these ones. But Flandre now in amongst the fight, and this could be the breakout. The culling coming through, tearing apart this tree right of the Arcane. Not quite finding the targets it wants to. Cool coming in and taking down Flandre with him. That is only going to be the tank that's dead so far. Shocking Orb onto Cool here as well. He takes a huge burst of damage. Nice on his Hourglass into the backside as Gogoing. Going to flash forward and try and grab something. Exhaust onto Uzi. Spear doesn't find him here as well. But OMG, a lot of flashing health bars. Snake, they're going to lose an inhibitor. BAKA actually looking to start something up here. Gogoing jumping through Crystal. So far forward, forced to use that flash. Is he going to survive? Uzi picks up the kill, and this could be the end of the game. BAKA going to fall. Is he though? Oh my goodness. One more auto attack would have been enough. Doesn't land the boomerang. BAKA, how are you alive?
Yeah, and OMG is still quite low. They're sending Gogoing back to base, probably to teleport back in, but after that, they might even just look to go for the 5th dragon again. They're not really going to get anything more from that, so 2 members go down on the side of Snake. No one goes down on OMG, but they're still picking up a lot of farm.
Yep, the game is still going. That is the main thing here. BAKA going to be able to pick up all of these creeps. That was satisfying. Don't talk about creep welfare again. And I think we're going to be fine. And again, Snake trying to hold on.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Actually, if there's like some sort of metaphor that we're going to do for this situation, you remember sort of like actually, Beast going to get caught out by Uzi. Doesn't get the last passive proc. Beast would have been dead, but he survives.
Yeah, so Beast survives 21 seconds on another 5th dragon. You feel that might be the one that tips the game over the edge for OMG. Snake can't really contest. Their base was broken in the mid lane.
They're just sort of waiting for OMG to make a mistake that they probably won't make in this game. Frozen Mallet is still there in the inventory of Gogoing, though, as Scrying Orb's going to spot out LoveLing hanging out in the jungle. But you can see oppressive vision control of OMG.
Dragon's up, and they're just giving up 5th dragon. They really want to stall this one out a little bit longer. You see another needlessly large rod coming through for BAKA in the mid lane. And they're sweeping out wards, trying to push out some lanes, but that'll be another 5th dragon, and
I guess they know that Uzi's never going to get any stronger than this.
Well, all the members on OMG really don't get much stronger than this. It's only really Gnar who will get slightly tankier, might pick up a Trinity Force, but even that they're not really concerned about. It really is Cool and Uzi doing a lot of the work here, and they continue to stall out, continue to hold on. Remember, this is a 40-minute Kog'Maw.
That's a 6,000 gold lead for Uzi.
Yeah, he's disgustingly big.
Yeah, okay, that's a 20,000 gold lead for the whole team, so that doesn't actually mean all that much. But it is definitely a statistic that is frightening if you're a Snake member. I'm going to talk about Snake's position as sort of like in a spy movie when you've got the spy hanging on to the edge of a cliff and the baddie's like trying to stamp on his fingers.
And you're just waiting for EDG to dive in, save them, and pull them back up.
Yeah, it's that sort of situation.
Don't think it's coming as we see the split push coming out of Gogoing. Will be matched by Flandre. You do feel that Flandre is a little bit more important in these team fights than Gogoing. Hasn't really done as much on the Gnar. About to get the transform in. Might even take up the turret just to see it go down. Flandre really can't deal with him damage-wise, and Gnar might just be able to pick up another down base turret.
Yeah, he's just brute forcing this one through. Of course, there's no Baron left available. The wallop to come down hasn't actually died yet as Flandre is being so annoying. It does finally fall down right at the Arcane to try and pick up Gogoing, but he's pretty quick on his feet. He's only going to take one of those. He's very, very low, though. That's the main tank here for OMG. And Snake might survive.
Yeah, they might actually go against another Baron, potentially, Atlas, just for something new. OMG really treating this game carefully.
Yeah, well, they are now, anyway, after other situations. Gogoing gets so frightened he needs a Guardian Angel now. So he's going to head back to base and pick that one up. He's only 150 CS ahead, Spawn. This is still very close to the top lane.
Certainly is. Doesn't want to go for a logical pickup, say for something like a Thornmail to have to deal with Kog'Maw. And Kog'Maw actually going for the Youmuu's Ghostblade.
Interesting. I like it. Of course, being a large amount of magic damage means that you want as much armor penetration as you possibly can.
Youmuu's is a very good attack speed on it.
Yeah, I actually quite like it. And it's good for bursting down.
Gives you some movement speed. Has good synergy with Trinity Force and Blade of the Ruined King. I like it in general.
Okay.
Props to Crystal. But Baroned up minions are in the base. This will be the last team fight coming up. LoveLing looking to get it started. Instead, just zoning. They're going to win NPC style, it looks.
Yeah, definitely tutorial style coming through. Nice spears to come down. Crystal's going to take down LoveLing first off, but cool. So much damage there in the front line. Crystal, he gets shielded. Finally killed here by Cool, who's still not going to die. A Cathian surprise tries to pick up Cloud, but doesn't do anything as Beast just going to get torn apart by Uzi. Wow, that Light Slinger just tearing a hole in that Nidalee. And finally, OMG completely break apart the base of Snake. And these Nexus turrets are going to fall. And it always looked like it was in the hands of OMG. And right then it most definitely was, as Uzi just tears a hole in BAKA, completes the ace, and it's the 1-1 for OMG versus Snake. The zooms on Uzi having a much better time. The Nexus falls. Uzi in the end, 19-1-7. A fairly admirable performance.
Yeah, it certainly was, but OMG struggled to get along over the line. In the end, Trip fell, started on top of Crystal and won the game. But
yeah,
well played out of Snake, but both games really were in OMG's favor. The early game, Uzi looks so much improved on these mid-game carries. Love the Lucian pickup. As you said, 19-1-7. Couple him with Cloud, who
you see his face as well. Uzi just no emotion there at all. He's not celebrating, not happy. He wanted a 2-0 here today.
Yeah, he certainly did and weren't able to pull it off. So 1-1, standings not changing. And Uzi, a man on a mission. Successful second time. First time, not so much.
Yeah, it's true. And you can see the emotion in these players as well. I mean, Uzi, yeah, not happy with the fact that they split one here. And I definitely hand it to him. I mean, he played fantastically in the early game. He was facing a lineup that was going to be oppressive in the first matchup that they had and unable to come through. But of course, the Lucian looking pretty good in that last match, and there just wasn't a whole lot that Snake could do.
Yeah, no, there certainly weren't. Snake put up a fight, weren't able to get there in the end.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, there is still one more match for us in the LPL this evening. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back